have to throw a tack in. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll get lifted into the break wall. Yeah, I think we gotta throw. Just throw a quick hitch in here. Just an absolutely picture-perfect day on Buzzards Bay. About mid-October now, but it's warm. You can feel the autumnal chill, but it's still pretty warm. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. Tomorrow it's gonna be blowing pretty hard, and then tomorrow night it's still looking like gale conditions. They've backed it off a little bit to 25 to 35 knots, but that's a light gale. Understand, this is how the accidents happened in the days before they had accurate weather forecasting. I mean, you'd head out to sea on a day like today thinking without a care in the world, only to find yourself in less than a day later, a little over a day later, in just absolutely horrible conditions. Well, the mooring I was on in Padanaram is perfectly secure. Padanaram is a bit exposed to the south and east, and these strong winds started off from the southeast. So I decided to come over to Hadleys to weather this front. Boy, those burgers smell good. Well, in the late fall, it's still the weekend in Hadleys Harbor, and the weather is nice now. Well, at least these guys have the courtesy to pass in the left-hand lane. Well, it looks like we got some breeze out here. Good. The clouds roll in on my way back to Padanaram, but the breeze is decent. Alright, I can even hear the engine. He's motoring. A little bit of sunshine back to end the day on a good note. What's up? Let's hope we have a nice clean mooring pickup. Don't hit anything. So that was a text from Chris. His truck just got rear-ended. So he had to go see a client of his in Boston. I gather it's on the way back from Boston. That would make sense. Boston drivers are crazy. Slow her down a bit. One way to slow a boat down is just hard over and then come hard over back. Just use the rudder as a brake. The outboard's just in neutral right now. It is the 21st of October, 2022, and I'm about here right where the green marker is, as in our start point. Specifically, I'm in Padanaram right now, and planning to sail over to Hadleys Harbor this afternoon, and looking to do this offshore jump down to the Chesapeake Bay. So pretty much the past 4 days, we've had strong southwest winds, kind of 20 to 30. So that would be just, that's dead on the nose. So I took a pass on that, even though I've now been waiting for about almost 2 weeks now to find some decent weather. So later on this afternoon, I'm supposed to get a southwest. Hopefully that'll be a good wind to get over to Hadleys. And then tomorrow is more just light southerlies. Now the reason I'm not jumping offshore is because we get into Sunday, you see we got this low coming up the coast. And by Sunday evening, it's going to be pretty brisk. So basically you're looking, well, probably in around Hadley's, kind of 15 to 25. But offshore, you're looking at gale force, light gale. So the first possibility I see is Monday. And we would have southeast, which is not too bad. And then it's going to come southerly Monday night. We still have an angle. It's kind of south-southeast. And then Tuesday, another possibility is just to wait till Tuesday. But so take off Monday, Tuesday. And as you can see, Tuesday, the wind comes east to southeast. So that's a beam reach. So, so we start working our way down here. We got a nice kind of 10 to 20 knots on the beam. Decent. Wednesday, still southeast to southeast. And we got a low pressure here, so we got to watch. Got to watch that. Again, always my rule is I never leave until I pull up that last grib, the last available grib of when I think I'm going to leave. And then it looks like we're here somewhere. We're just going to get into light winds. And then it's very quickly on the backside of this low, it's going to come westerly. And west is okay. That's even west-northwest. That's a beam reach again. So if we get down to the bay and even coming northerlies, that's decent. As we get into Friday, then we got north and north to northeast, which is fine. Filling in there. As long as we're not out here, it's all right. And north to northeast is okay. That'll get us into the bay. And I'm looking at the European model here. I find this is the most accurate. Well, I'm all provisioned up. Luckily, Chris's truck was still drivable. And it's back over to Hadleys Harbor. But I realized while I was noodling around here that the boat started sailing around the mooring, and I'm getting a little close to Charis here, so I'm just going to partially drop the main. Knew I should have left the gap scandalized. While I was getting ready to go there, she powered up too soon and just sailed right over the mooring. So I had to drop the mainsail about halfway. I'm just going to have to let her come back up head to wind. Alright, I want to take off on port tack. So I'll raise the main now and cast off the mooring before the mooring pulls her back around on starboard. Alright, come on baby, accelerate. She's got enough speed on her to get around before we sail into that moored boat, so that's good. But it's still pretty tight in here and the winds are still fickle. So I'm going to get that staysail up as soon as I get an opening. Get some more drive on her. Finally back out in the wide waters of Buzzards Bay and in clear and steady wind. Making final preparations to get underway for the Chesapeake Bay. So I've got to take the outboard motor bracket off. Got a rope tied onto that just in case. Light and fickle winds here inside Hadleys Harbor. Making it a little tricky to sail away from the mooring. And away we go. Well, about 5 minutes into the passage, and we've gone about 20 feet. I'm feeling a little wind now. So the tricky part is we got to get through this narrow cut. Now this wind should become much more steady once we get clearer, because it's all bouncing around Bull Island. Here we go.